Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're big screen tonight. Just kidding. We're gonna get into the charts. We are gonna talk about GameStop. A couple things I'm gonna go over there, and then we're gonna get into the normal stuff that I talk about on Sunday, right? So the dollar, the Russell, the Nasdaq, the S&P. We will go over Nvidia, and then we'll talk about the expected moves for the week, what market makers are pricing in. And anyway, you know what? Let's jump into it. Let's just talk about GameStop real quick for everybody that clicked on it because of the GameStop thumbnail. Classic pump and dump is probably what you expected me to say. Probably is. But there's some interesting things about this. Yes, I am in this. I will be next Friday. I did sell a 35 strike put. I collected just shy of $1,000 on that, so my average cost should be 26, somewhere around here. So no two ways about it. Down now. I bought at 28, sold at 48. I know, and watched it climb up to there. It was ridiculous. Um, and then we sold off. I did get back in, sold it again. You have to ask my chat. I forgot what it was. I know 37.11 was my entry. So I have made quite a bit on this, to be honest. All while my risk has just been very minimalized, I guess. I don't know. I've only ever had at max 200 shares. So again, nothing. As far as my portfolio goes, right? I don't care if you're trading 10 shares, 200 shares, 1,000. But I do want to talk about some interesting things that happened on this. First of all, the comments around this. I've been on Twitter. I've been trying to, or X. I've been trying to just see what people are saying. Insanity. Someone even said that what he did was he tweeted all this stuff or X'd it. I still don't know the terminology on that. Was so his followers could get out at break even. And let me tell you right now, that's ridiculous. Whoever's been bag holding it since the first time is still holding it. All they thought when it just went up like that was, yeah, now it's about to go back up to 500. I'm going to be rich. And I'm going to tell everybody this is why you hold on to stuff. And then in one short week, it went up and then right back down. But there's some things that happened. One, it was going up before. So can we add volume onto this? Let me just, don't I have volume? I never look at it. All right, let's go volume. What is this nonsense? There we go. All right, so volume crept up. It was already going up. So something's already going on, and then we get the videos that he's posting, right? Talking about GameStop. Not talking about GameStop, just posting his favorite clips, and everybody assuming it was like a million other things. I took it as GameStop. That was the main one. And then it takes another step up, full send. Now, this guy posted some videos, and on Friday posted his last one. It was an ET thing, basically saying it was fun. Hope you had a good time. I'm out. And look what could have happened. One, there was somebody loading up as far as shares go before that. So somebody already had, what was it, like a million shares, something? Pushed up and then sold it right back off. Now, what he did, perfectly fine. Everything he did, legal. The guy is not, as far as Roaring Kitty goes, I don't think he's stupid. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. You guys think it's a movement. He just thinks it's a move in the stock market. And there's a lot of new bag holders here. So I genuinely do want to know who bought this stock. What new bag holders do we have? Genuinely. He brought in a bunch of options volatility. Roaring Kitty could have easily made $10 million on this. And that's being conservative. We've all seen this movie before. We know how it ends. Yeah, it's just a bunch of, I don't know. The weird thing about this though is you're not going to catch the shorts off guard the way you did the first time. For everybody following the movement, right? It's just not going to happen. One, they're not going to have 140% shares short anymore. That's just, it's not a thing. That's been corrected. No one's going to exploit that. Second of all, you guys gotta gear it up. You know, all the moves happen pre-market and after hours when halts couldn't happen. This thing, so when I was in it, you couldn't trade for 5 seconds. It was just halted instantly, right back down. And Dave Portnoy, I saw his comments. That guy knows nothing about stocks. So if you're following him, follow him for the entertainment side. He knows nothing about stocks because he said they halted to the upside, but not the downside, which is not the case. This got halted to the downside. They're not trying to hinder you or anything like that. It's not a giant conspiracy. There's halts to the up and to the downside, and it's all fair, right? So you could have easily just been short this, and that halt was to protect you to the upside, just the same as many of you are long this, and that halt to protect you to the downside from it just going to absolute zero. There are flash crashes that have happened without these halts. I forget the exact date, but you can look it up. Things got weird. It gets nuts. So these halts are there for everyone's protection. Cody says, I bet Andrew Tate made good money on it. Yeah, he said he was attacking the Matrix. I did not entertain it. I saw that first one. I was like, this is absolutely stupid. And left. At least Roaring Kitty knows how to make money in the market. Now, the sad part is there's a loser in every trade. And a lot of you guys probably still haven't figured that out yet. Speaking to the GameStop crowd. Because from the comments I've picked up, you guys just aren't, you're not picking it up, you know? Especially the bag holders. You could have actually already been up on your position had you bag held it from the first time, knowing anything about the options chain and the volatility it brought in. Anyway, back to Roaring Kitty. He might be done, but I don't know if GameStop's actually done. And I really thought about making this video tonight because I do not want to pump it. Not that I have that kind of movement, but I do have some sold puts on it. But what's weird is the movement pre-market and after hours. They were moving this thing around knowing it's going to get halted like this during the hours. So this isn't retail jacking around. This is institutions. And if you guys haven't been following me, I like to follow institutional money. That's my bread and butter. I like to follow those movements, recognize what they do. It's not illegal. If you had as much money as they do, you could do it too. Cody says, hopefully you can roll them for a ton more premium. And that's why I didn't mind getting in GameStop this time, because I didn't think it would be a 1 week pump and dump. So far, that's what we have. But this price action in general, the way things are moving, I don't think it's done yet. And that's why I don't really care about my position or am I worried about it? One, if it goes to zero, it sucks to suck. You know, I'll go on to the next trade. But I don't think it's going to go to zero. Or even down here. I think the volatility is going to be here. So I might, and I'll keep talking about my play. So if you're new to the GameStop thing, just watch. I'll post what I do on this. And right now I sold the 35 strike calls. And I collected 900 something. It was just shy of $1,000. So whether you want to say I put out $3,500 and I've already collected almost 1,000, or you want to say my average cost is $26 on the shares, I do that again one more time, and it brings it down even further. So again, not worried about my position. But I also think something's still very funny about this. For everyone else that's a new bag holder, I wouldn't blame Roaring Kitty. I would just blame your lack of knowledge on the situation. If for some reason this is just all said and done and it goes back to this, then careful on the I'll just average down and wait for the next move. That's a very dangerous play, especially on something like GameStop. They did move into Pokemon cards, right? They're buying a bunch of graded Pokemon cards. They're going to start selling cards. So it will be not only just a game store, but a selling cards singles store. And there's a lot of local card shops out there. But I'm curious to see what a brick and mortar store like this can do with that. Because I was calling it the next Blockbuster because they're selling digital games. When's the last time you bought? Do you guys even know what a DVD is? Speaking to the younger generation, have you guys that are in GameStop, you ever even held one in your hand? Anyway, that's why. Not fundamentally that means anything. You should be buying this. I'm just curious how that goes. Still a very dangerous thing to be just buying more for the sake of buying more. Everything I do, GameStop, AMC, which is very rare. All the other things. I have an exit strategy. I know everything I'm going to do. Entry, exit, hopefully where I'm going to take profit or where I give up on things. Whether you're buying for the RSI because Roaring Kitty or somebody else bought it, where's your line in the sand where this is where I've lost enough and I'm going to get out. And I do fear from the comments I've read, not a single person knows that. And that's all I would say. If you've already made the mistake, you've been holding forever, do yourself a favor and create that plan. Draw that line in the sand of I followed this guy. I did the movement, right? I held signs up in the sky, whatever you want to say. But this is where you draw the line, and then what? Start licking the wounds. Just get it over with. It's gonna suck. The whole it's not a loss until you locked it in. One of the stupidest things I've ever heard on as far as it goes in the stock market. Uh, it's not a gain until you lock it in. That's for sure, because this could happen. I know a lot of people talk about how much they were up GameStop. They're gone now. But the whole it's not a loss till you lock it in. If you need that money and you go to close your right now, yeah, that's it. That's a loss. That's that. And that's how it works, even in the accounting world. Which sucks. You know, a lot of you guys, I don't know if you followed Elon and Tesla, but they couldn't count their Bitcoin, but they had to count the losses. So when it came to earnings and cash on hand, a lot of people didn't like that. Anyway, I'll wrap GameStop up here. If you are curious about it, right now I'm on my X account. I'm on Power Zone Trading and Don Fron Trading. Don Fron Trading is the new YouTube channel that I started doing just all stock stuff on. So that's where I will talk about my plays throughout the day, whether I'm rolling these puts, whether I did buy more shares, how I sold, everything I do GameStop. I'm going to show you guys you can still make money even on what I would call, no offense, a crap ticker. Just all it is. But even then, crap tickers, the movement, all of that, it wasn't about the stock. It was about things you can do with the stock. And if you just took your knowledge a tad bit further, there's a lot you can still do with junk. The new one is SMBF, another penny stock. I've heard that, and no, Faraday, is it FFIE? Yeah, Faraday Future. Yeah, there was that one. I don't know about SMBF. Did I not type that in right? Yeah, no. I don't know. There was a few, and what's funny is he posts some videos, and that's it. And everyone now the original movement was GameStop, which is why I went there. Everyone thought, no, he's posting videos. That's AMC. And then I'm hearing about 46,000 other tickers about what he's actually talking about. The guy hasn't actually said anything, and we don't know if it's his Twitter account. Oh, SMB Sam Bankman. uh, okay, that's what it is. All right, let's move on to the markets really quick. I am short the dollar, so that better start working the other direction. I do want this to break. Right now, that is a weekly zone for the dollar for me. I just need that to not bounce. And I don't know if I need to delete that so market makers know, like, stop worrying about this thing here. I am short the US dollar, Japanese yen. Oh, and I really wanted that to break. So this actually broke down. I had my stop in the green, stopped out, right? Came back up. I got back in short. I really want that to break down. Now, if you this thing right, hang on. Do we do it right? There we go. Monthly zone. This is a different one. So I had to get onto this chart just to even get the data to go back here. This is problematic as far as where this currency is at. Now, Forex is a sideways market, so I'm hoping to make a ton on this. I did make some money on this last move, but my original plan was to actually hold, I would have been just down a lot. So I do have to shout out to my group again for that, for making fun of me. Because I said I'm going to hold this to go. He's going to go from up a lot to down a lot. Just playing that trend. So anyway, that's why I've just been stuck on this one for a while. I just don't think we're going to hang out here for long or forever. I hope not. And if we pull something like this, I will have taken some losses along the way. Mike says, I don't believe it's him talking about the Roaring Kitty account. All right. Bitcoin. Ultimately, still rejecting this zone right here. You probably can't really worry about Bitcoin until it gets above this 69 mark. Someone's gonna make a joke out of that. Now, still remains 50K is where I will be adding on, and I have to say this every time. I buy it every week, but I also put money aside to really buy the dips when it comes down. And right now, that's the 50K mark. So if it doesn't get there, I just keep building up the cash savings. If it gets there, I dump it in. But in the meantime, going down to here could be a dip buy. It's not something I trade, but I wouldn't really be too worried about the bull trend continuing. if we can't get above that. S&P officially hit all-time highs, rocking and rolling. Bull flagging it up. Hopefully tomorrow's green. We get a solid turnaround Tuesday. Maybe drop us into that zone for a decent dip buy. That's kind of what I'll be playing. I was short last week, and just got burned. I even added on at the peaks, thinking like this is the Hail Mary. Let me double down. No new lows. Let me just get out of this for less red. Just didn't pan out. And I know I was fighting the trend. Everything I say not to do, but I did it. I even told you guys in the video, everything about this chart says go long, but here I am, an absolute idiot, going short. So right now I just want a decent dip buy to go long, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. So hopefully, if tomorrow we just hang out sideways, that would just suck. That really, I don't know. I have to just make that decision then. Hopefully we don't. As far as the expected moves, I will show them up here real quick. Chat, I already posted this for you guys. IWM 341, QQQ 755, SPY 570, Tesla 836, Meta 1427, Microsoft 967. Nvidia will go over in a little bit. Amazon 489, Apple 356, Google 435. That jumped up a little bit. Ford 38 cents, Palantir $1, which jumped down after last week's earnings. Intel $1, AMD 926. You know they're going to ride some coattails. Let's see. No 50K, 100K. I only buy Bitcoin when I agree with the mentor. Then you bought at 17K. Yeah. Get your head out of the way of the expected moves. Oh, no, you'll have to just listen. You're in the group. You have the expected moves. You be quiet. Let's get the volume off of here. That's just obnoxious. All right. NASDAQ. Ooh, you know you're waiting on Nvidia this week. Nvidia will move. There's just no two ways about it. All hands on deck. If you're watching Nvidia, you're watching the NASDAQ. That just carries its own weight. Right now, bull flag or reversal. The Russell, we've talked about this quite a bit. It's been the more consistent as far as just that kind of the grind up, where the other ones were kind of throwing off signals of, hey, we might be in for a ride. This one just kind of stayed consistent right through here. I really wouldn't be short this or try to short until we hit that zone up top. I know a lot of people are talking about Tesla. I actually do think that might be the bottom for Tesla. So I told you guys in my previous videos, weeks on weeks, that I was selling the 160 puts. I'd switch that to the 170s, and now they're officially all 170s. So the next 3 Fridays, I have the 170 puts sold. So I'm going 3 weeks out, selling the 170 put, and just letting that go to the bell. And I have 3 of those. So I have this Friday, next Friday, and the Friday after that, all sold. But I worry that I just am not going to get the shares. I'm going to let them play out for now. And I mean, I'm letting them go to the bell in case and I told my group this last week was I'm going to let it go just in case we get this mad sell off and I get the shares. In case there's a take profit Friday, I want the shares assigned to me. But if we do start to break this zone and head up, I will actually just buy the shares. I do want 300 more shares, which is why I have 3 weeks. I'm going to keep 3 weeks. Right now, I'm going to take that premium and just buy Tesla shares. But, it's one, 2 at a time. So just going to keep growing that free internet money. I really wish I had a better term for it, but I just like free internet money. We're going to keep that going. As far as Meta goes, hanging out, we do need to I'll move these lines. I'm willing to bet the expected move kind of has us in these 2 zones. Can't really talk much about Meta until we get above or below, and we hung out inside this zone for a bit. So let's actually talk about NVIDIA. All right, so NVIDIA this week, we have an expected move. Let me get that up one more time. All right, so NVIDIA's expected move, $89.05, just shy of 10%. So bring that back up one more time. 89. We have an expected move of 1,013.84. 1,013.84. This is why I hate stacking lines up like this. All right, 1,013. They need to stop lining these things up with my zones. It's just not like I get it. You're following me, but like chill. All right. Space it a little bit. 835.74. Man, there are some posts about this on X too. Everyone's saying we're about to see the most just colossal crash ever, and they're showing. And I've seen a few. I've commented on one of them, but I've seen a few of them. Let's just show you what they're showing. They're going from they're showing a Robinhood chart. They're showing the line, and they're showing this. The biggest bubble. Let's go to the weekly. The biggest bubble of all time. And I keep seeing this post. No one's replying as to what their short position is, what kind of puts they're in, what kind of short shares they're in. And again, I've commented and I've asked, like, what's your position? I'm just curious. If you believe that much, you have that kind of conviction. I'm thinking whole account. And if this is where the whole thing crashes, then I'm just curious. You rocking the 600 puts or cheaper? Let me know, because I just want to be. I want to be like the Wall Street Bets kids. One day they buy something so ridiculous that you just wish you were stupid and could copy that play, because they just pan out and they're right. And you're like, that was dumb. Can't believe you even made money on that. No one top ticks it. They might. There's even a few in my group thinking this is a triple top. Come on, I know you're perma bears, but no, that's a negative. Now, I've given my piece on this. And if you look at year-over-year growth, the last 3 earnings, blowouts, right? And their year-over-year growth looks insane. This is the last one where their year-over-year growth will look like that. So I'm thinking this one could be green. Next one's probably where it's going to be red, because that growth just will not be the same. But also, I kind of have a feeling this one's going to pan out like Amazon's earnings, where you get a move up and down, but ultimately stays there, and anybody selling options is the winner. I want to be bullish this. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. I might even just go an in-out spread for this Friday. Grab a 925, 930, call it a day. Theta, Vega, neutral. If anything, I would maybe buy an Iron Condor. I just don't know. I might grab what I might end up doing is grabbing a call. I wanted it to get cheaper. I plan on doing this Friday. I just didn't, because I suck at life. My plan is to buy a call, and if it pops up, I'll probably turn it into a spread. So I'll sell a call against it, kind of like I did on GameStop. I had sold the 30s, bought the 28s. So it was a bearish play, and but I got paid to be in that play. There's a visitor. So if it sells off, I make money. If it goes up, I just make a little bit more money. Not a bad play to be in. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But if I buy a call and it shoots up, I might just lock it in and call it. There's no need to continue rolling the dice. I'm a bear, but a split would be nice whenever it happens. Last time I split 750. We'll see. They're all saying hi. This is one of the oracles. Moro says 865 on Nvidia. Putting it right there, that lower zone. Wouldn't be bad. All right. No, if it got to that would just be a dip buy for me. This is one that I just have not added a bunch into my investment account, and I'm going to sell. I will sell some 1 or 2 more puts on this. 2 might really strap me. I'm going to sell another put, and if it fills, it fills. I'll get another 100 shares. But if it doesn't, free internet money. I don't know. Actually, your 865 might be a put that I sell, if not the 875s. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you guys are doing. You'll see me again Tuesday live. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn the bell on. Hopefully YouTube notifies you. And I will see you guys all in the next one. Have a good one.